It's my little intro, you know what I'm saying? Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Thank God for another day. No complaining, no crying, man. Dadchattv. I'm your host from the most. Papa Stretch. We got Father Braze over here, you know what I'm saying? There we go, you know?
What's the word?
Always Mets. Y'all know y'all don't never catch me slipping. I tell you, I only do Mets hats, man. Okay? Hashtag stepfathers don't matter. Her words, not mine. Hashtag New York for president. Hashtag dad stand up.
You dig?
Today we come in, fellas, man. We having a little, what we supposed to be, a little podcast, a little sit, chill, relax session. And we just gonna shoot the breeze and talk, man. Nothing scripted. No set topics, this, that, and the third, man. Just two dudes that are fellas / fathers. We've known each other practically most of our lives. Ins and outs, seen a lot, been through a lot.
For real.
We looking for some answers for whoever out there that got some for us. Hopefully we can give some solutions to y'all. It's information highway, as y'all know I say, and that's what it's about, man.
Like and subscribe.
There you go. I forgot. Like and subscribe, please. DADCHAT TV, all together, capital, man. When you see this handsome face, it'll pop up. It'll be me. Thank you. Thank you. Please help me get to 100 subscribers, okay? I only got about 30 or 40, man. Help me out. Help me out. Please, please, please. But today, yeah, man, we here. We just shooting the breeze. I tell you, I'm going to start getting people on it.
Southside.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice, beautiful.
See what I'm
day.
saying? Southside, we outside. What we gonna chat about today, man? What we gonna chat about, man? Different fatherhood topics, man. Let's talk about, just for a few seconds, you know I don't like to talk about me all the time, y'all. It's going on soon to be 70 days I ain't speak to my babies, okay? This motherfucker bonkers.
Yeah.
But we gonna get through it, all right?
Others got more.
Listen, y'all see, I tell you, I don't like to complain too much, because bro been going through the bullshit with the baby. Remember, I tell y'all, everybody know my thing on this podcast, if y'all watch it, the difference between the mother of our children and baby mamas. Difference, okay?
Really? Oh, shit.
The baby mamas, we know what that consists of. The drama, the problem, the disrespect, the weird manipulation games, setting you up.
Things you don't want.
You know what I'm saying? Landmines, trying to make you look like the bad person after doing all the malicious and underlying things that nobody gets to see. All of that stuff, okay? And the mother of the children, as we all know, the ones, whether you move on, she moves on. She's not trying to make you jealous. She don't want to be jealous. She don't want to cause no tension. It's not about trying to get you to have problems with her new man or she have problems with your new woman. Because in her mind, she knows that does nothing for the child. That's what we consider of a mother of the children. Okay? She's not going to play no weird games. She ain't going to be talking, saying slick stuff where the kid is talking to the father on the phone, blocking him, finding ways to keep him exiled or shunned, persona non grata. You understand what I'm saying? So, there's a difference. That's why we here, though. Okay? We also going to talk about some celebrity topics with fatherhood. Because as y'all know, I talked about the Pooh Shiesty situation. We spoke about the queso situation last year, situation with Big Meech and Little Meech. Like, we're gonna talk about T.I. and his son. All these things is fatherhood, man. You know what I'm saying? Whether our opinions, we assume some things are right or wrong. Whether on the kid's behalf, the father's behalf.
On T.I.'s too.
All that, you know?
To be honest, T.I. should have nipped that straight. But yeah, I understand. You know, another man coming at another man's woman, but that's man problems. That's for men. That's not for children.
See, with him, I was speaking about, like, the overall, like, you know, in the last few years, that nigga's been in the headlines for this shit. He just got arrested in the fucking Pikachu.
No, I understand. But see, but here's the thing. With T.I., everything would have been okay once you kept it how it was, separated from your household. You understand what I'm saying? As much as T.I. been in trouble and all this stupid shit, it never affected his household. Once he got it, now I'm talking about, per se, the shit with Fifth. Your children jumped in there.
But one thing I got to just throw in there real quick, bro. Like I said, I agree with you. But I see the other side of the coin, too, right?
I do.
Because, listen,
I understand that.
I'm saying from King's perspective. Because one thing, right, if your father and 50 just rap battling, they snitch all that shit, I'll agree, stay out that type of ish. However, 50 did post son moms, okay?
Yeah. But here's the reality. Here's the reality of that. It's grown ups going at it.
No, facts.
I hear that.
But I'm saying from the kid, he probably look like this nigga put my mom
And
back,
as a
you know
kid,
what I'm
you
saying?
still should have stayed as a father. You should have put your child in his place. All right, listen.
He
I
said that
got
too.
this.
See, I give it. I seen
Because
it. He
here's
said
the
something
thing.
like that.
If let's just King or the other one,
Damani.
neither one of them
That's not even his tiny son either.
can really stand toe to toe with 50 in any manner.
But we also know too. The reality is, they trying to get their little rap career. You know, that's publicity. And that's a messed up thing.
That cute.
Because unfortunately, with the celebrities, your parenthood interferes with celebrityism, and the celebrityism, people knowing, staying relevant and algorithm, kids follow, whoever the heck it is. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I think, like, in my opinion, some celebrities outside of some decent things with your kids, but the ones who keep their life private, I kind of agree.
And to be totally
Because life comes with the.
Y'all to piggyback with even Boozy. Everybody me, Stretch. I fucks with Boozy badass. I fucks with him. But to keep it tall, even with the Pooh Shiesty and Goose, he should have kept his mouth closed too. To be totally honest, nigga, because here's the thing. Most rappers, and this is real life shit, only the ones that's in the hood that's not making the celebrity money are the ones that's living that life. Mm-hmm. You understand? Boozy, you ain't living that life no more, G's. Let's keep it tall. None of you, T.I., you not living that life no more. So the image that y'all even portraying to young kids, your kids, and everybody else's kids,
they still
is
telling
bullshit.
So let me ask you, what about Pooh Shiesty dad? Let's say it was D to G, and he just
no, nigga, you made your bed, you gonna lay in that shit. Finish your contract, G's. Real
or
shit.
take it to court and fight
shit.
it that way.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna tell you.
If we were still on some bottom of the barrel street shit, then that's a different story.
Right.
But you just came home for 5 years. You left in the height of your celebrity career. You came back. You getting money, bro. We gotta handle this the money way.
Yeah.
And if my son still wants to go, my son still wants to go through it because young men gonna do what they're gonna do regardless, no matter. Right. I wouldn't have been it with my son. I would have I would have yoked them little ass. What you doing? Yo, get that. We ain't doing that, G. So now you screwed up, but your dad, like I said, whether he agreed with it or didn't agree with it,
and
I think he could have done it. I don't know their relationship sometimes with niggas and their kids and their parents too.
I do understand the street terms and shit. But here's the thing.
But this ain't the streets. You signed a contract.
Right, once
that's
y'all
not
niggas sign
streets.
a contract, y'all niggas no longer street niggas. Nigga, you put your name on paperwork. Fuck is anybody talking about?
It's business, man.
You're telling on yourself if you actually go and talk about the shit in your raps, nigga. What the fuck?
You know the crazy thing?
That's not a part of the streets either.
Has it happened? Let's say let's go to like what the people with the world, okay, might consider what people would say the official criminals and gangsters. Like say not just like mob, but black, Chinese, white, whatever. Like what we've seen in the past, okay. Some of them have entered into real life business, even like say mob example. They do the criminal stuff, but they also do legit business.
Right.
Now some aspects they'll use their brute and their thuggism part of the legal business. A lot of times it goes wrong. Sometimes it works a little threatening here.
Majority time is bullying. I don't mean to
but
cut you
no, you're right. But a lot of times, even them. What my point being, even they, when they enter like the legit business deals, they do their best to still handle it in court before they get the goons to go handle it. You understand? Because they know they signed the contract. Like I said, the street deals, they handle how they handle it. And they are been, like I said, legit business deal where they send niggas to go muscle and this, that, and third. But I watched all the documentaries.
Like you just said,
they still try to handle it in the court, my nigga.
When they muscling, there is no, like you said, there is no documentation of it.
And that was back then with all the cameras and people could record.
Okay, word of mouth. Listen, I'm here now. I'm going to protect you, or you give me this, or whatever the case have been, and that's what it was. It's not that no more.
Even now, what they say. People think,
the mob aren't taking people blocks.
You hear what people say? They think the mob is dead. The mob not dead. They learned.
Real shit. We
can't keep doing violence. If we gonna get this money on some, we gonna start handling different ways.
Pardon my man. I don't know if I'm supposed to be speaking the way I'm speaking on here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, gonna talk, man.
Cursing and all that.
We don't curse much, but they monetized right now. You know what I'm saying? And pardon for the kids, for everybody. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be real with this, man. But like I said, even the mob, they're undercover with it. Pause. and they're handling it more legit ways because they know just the bruteness of it can't win so much now. A lot of their members are doing whatever dudes that went in there and try to strong on. It worked in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and maybe the 90s, but in 2000, there's no more going to office and scare somebody and make them do something.
That's a good
Not the
point.
Suge Knight, not the record. Everybody did it. The record, all the businesses did it. It wasn't just the mob. All everybody that handled business in the USA, they handled it that way before the 2000s.
Even the ones that's in jail.
Yeah.
They still don't handle business with straight force.
Nah. People think, because the movie makes it seem like everything the mob gets mad or disappointed or they don't get their way, they just kill. No. I watched enough of real documentaries from the real one. Bro, most of the situations when people, one, it usually be other mobsters, and if they got to kill people that ain't mobsters, it has to really be spoken about and has to be the last resort. Okay? They're not just shooting up, like I said, they're not going to go in today's day. Like I can see if Pooh Shiesty them did it in 1993, right? Where you didn't have the phone or the recordings and all that.
I have a question, right?
Today's day now you lose like that, bro. And as a father, you should have stopped them.
All right? In today's world of New York, I can't, this is for New Yorkers. You understand what I'm saying? What do you think about
DADCHATTV all together. Subscribe, please.
What do you think about our gun laws, like our self-defense laws out?
Over in New York State is the worst place to be a human being who wants to defend himself. Okay, we ain't talking about weapons or harming things guns. Just to do it. Like I said, we participate. As y'all know, I tell y'all, I be transparent about who I was and what periods. Yes, we grew up in that world. We participated, but as grown men who as fathers, and I don't want my kid going upside somebody's head every time they mad, because I can't afford the bail, can't afford to send that much commissary, and they're not gonna want to be in there long. So the point being, yeah, today's a new day, and
so because I don't know how true it is.
The gun laws is like
I gotta not hear, but I have to do some more research on it. You know what I mean, but the little bit that I did look into, I was hearing something about at some point they may change the laws in New York.
They need to, because we not just New York, most like New York, New Jersey. I don't know about PA. I think it's as far as Connecticut, next to the tri-state, because they kind of run similar the same for the most part. We don't have the right to even defend. Like there's no, like you got to, like I said, even with the gun laws, okay.
And how do you think that will tie into our, for the kids, like at the end of the day?
I mean, it's like anything, bro. Me personally, I think everything has its good and bad with it, okay? Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it might be accessible more, but once again, people...
Big Mom, how you doing?
What's up, my brother? Chilling.
Just like in other states, people have the right to defend themselves and bear arms and don't have to go through a rigorous or a wild, crazy test or whatever to be able to own a gun or get a gun license or permit, as far as the ones who don't have no felonies off rip. This is the only place where if you start off with no felonies, no nothing, you can't get no license or permit here. That's why I said, remember I told you, like when you know what I'm saying, with my former stepson, with my daughters and whatever kids I have, my nephews, when they get old enough, I'm taking them to get their gun license the best I can in this city, at least apply for it or something, because every other state has the right of that. Everybody who has a felony in New York State weren't niggas who just dudes who just playing with guns on some street stuff. It was some people, black, white, Chinese, Spanish, whoever you are, who just who probably got robbed a bunch of times or got a little business and they don't pass the background check to get it. But, I have a right to people's houses get breaking in and all kinds of stuff. Down south, my brother-in-law went and got his license in no time, go get a gun and all in one day. But up here, we're the only state, or the second or third only state, where you catch a felony that alters the rest of your life, even if you're just a regular citizen who wants to own a gun the first time and just having it. Even in other states, getting caught with it illegally don't be as harsh as it be in New York. 3.5 years. Yeah, right, man. Sure, it's crazy. I knew a dude, my boy in New Hampshire. I told you, he pulled a gun out, shot it in the air, scared mother lovers. Got 4 months, dropped down to a misdemeanor after he finished the 4 months incarceration, and the police came to his house and brought him his firearms back. I said, ain't that about a BI? You know what I'm saying? You remember the story? He was up there with Bob or whatever his name is, and come on, man, he was on probably ride around with guns, and I'm like, man,
For
listen,
real.
man.
Got caught up with guns.
New York State, the worst, the biggest fear for a black man, or any man specifically, I'm telling you, is that firearm, because you don't have to be no thug, no criminal. You
And
get
it
caught
don't
that,
even have to be
you
a
become one.
Because say, you know what I mean, it's a regular fight. Someone pull out a knife on someone. The person with no knife don't even have a right to take the knife and harm the person that's trying to harm him.
Mm-hmm. Even with the self-defense, perfect example. I'm glad you brought that up, bro. When I was in there, I was in there with an old dude. I'll tell you, I was with several dudes, but one dude I remember his name was Salam. He came from Georgia one time to visit his sister who lived in the Bronx somewhere in the late 80s. Guess he was doing whatever he was doing in down south in Georgia, getting his little money, so he come up here, you know what I'm saying, looking good, shining, this, whatever he's earned. And he goes to visit his sister in the BX, and we talking about the Bronx. If it's wild, y'all see what y'all see on TV, what it is now. Don't let nobody lie to y'all. I'm from Queens. Queens is we love our pride and our aura in South Side and Brooklyn. The Bronx is the original slums and ghetto of New York City, okay? Before you get any stories about the Queens and the Brooklyns and the Manhattans and the Lower East Side or the Staten Islands, the Bronx, okay? The Bronx.
Boogie down.
It's just what it was. It's just how that the landscape was. You know what I'm saying? It's more. So, whatever. He comes to the Bronx, visit his sister who lived in the Bronx for a while, 88, 89, somewhere around that time. Some dudes try to rob him. Don't know him from a can of paint. Never been to New York. But New York, at that time, you got it, they want it. Try to rob him. Somehow, some way, he gets the gun back, gets the gun from the dude, shoots the dude, kills the dude. Any other the states, he would have walked off. New York State, he took it to trial, got convicted. I came to prison in 2013, into the 2014 year when I met him, and he was in there. His behind was he was about 30 years down by then. And I'm like, damn, bro, he's like, yo, they try to rob me, man. I fought them, I got the gun, I killed them, man. I've been in New York. This is what you hear from certain people in the state, in the prison. Seriously. They be like, yo, I came to New York one time, and I've been here ever since. Another dude, Spanish dude named Red, the Billy speaks Spanish. Shout out to Red, wherever you at, from PA, Harrisburg, and one of them things. They said the same thing, Southside. I came to New York one time, I never left. They just kept me here, man. They just kept me here. They be dudes like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it happens in other states. Don't get it twisted, but not on the same way. Any other state, I would have went down there. Somebody booked me or tried to book me, and I found a way to get back and thrashed them. I would have been back in New York after a short, speedy trial, because they have self-defense. Okay? Not here, buddy. Not here. Okay. And let's get this clear. Let me make, like I said, let's get it different, because the difference between New York City and New York State. Okay? State-wise, we gonna do the time they gonna do up there and all the good things. However, New York City is a big entity, and New York City is a powerful place. Not only us, the criminals and the regular people. The judicial system is very prideful. Yeah. I say that to say, you go places upstate where it's smaller towns, the Albanys, the Buffaloes, or some of these other states and places, and you get caught with a gun and you're a felon, they ship you straight to the feds. No. And the feds usually give you just about, they say, from I usually hear 5 years if you get caught at the most. 5 years with no prior history, because it go by your history too, but no prior history, you'll get 5 years for being a felon in control of a firearm in the federal system. New York State, New York City, because they're prideful, they're not gonna ship that to the Fed. They're gonna say, no, we want that, we need that. That's part of our stats. We love the double offenders. We gave son 3.5 the first time. He got caught with a gun again. You think we're gonna send him to the feds? No, we're gonna send his ass to Brooklyn or Kings County or Queens County or the Bronx County or Richmond County, which is Staten Island, or New York County, which is Manhattan. No, they prosecute New York City. And when New York City, you get caught with a firearm for the second time, you're talking about 5 to 7. And it's usually the 7 you're most likely gonna play out. You understand what I'm saying?
For real.
You get caught the second time holding a firearm on a felon. First time after that charging upstate, they gonna shoot you to the federal system, and then you'll be able to get a 3 or something like that plea out. Not New York, man. Not New York City. And it's bad, like I said, for our children because our kids, man, they gotta run the risk of being a criminal without even being a criminal.
For real.
My daughter might have been robbed a couple times and found a way to get his hand on a firearm or something because he's tired of getting booked. Okay? But he's going to school or she going to school to be a doctor, but get caught with it. And once you're caught with it, now that's instantly a criminal. They don't want to hear nothing. Okay? The ones who's living the life they living it, classify them how so be it. I was that, right? When people looked at me a certain way at a certain point in my life, even to this day, I have to accept it. Because I made my walk the way of what a criminal was in the life I was living. I made my talk the way of it. You understand what I'm saying? But there's a lot of these people that run around and people that sitting there that ain't that, man. Their crib got robbed 2 times by some junkies because they live in a very drug-infested neighborhood. And the third time they just got a firearm just to protect the house. They don't go out harming nobody. But New York makes felons. New York makes criminals. New York will give you a criminal history for no reason.
Yeah.
Okay?
It'll definitely do that.
And once a lot of people get there, it's like, all right, it is what it is.
The ones that have none.
Not everybody made the choice to be a thug in New York. Don't get it twisted. Maybe in other places, but not in New York City.
Congrats.
Some of our kids and some of the kids we were are circumstance. Okay? You could walk down the block, police pull up on you, somebody had dropped a gun on the floor, and you just happen to get stopped by that spot. You're charged with that.
Seriously?
And if your people ain't got no money to fight this, that, and the third, what happens then? Besides a plea deal. Okay?
During that time.
Doesn't matter if you get a bullet or 3 years. Once that F is on you, it's on you. And that's the thing that dudes need to start telling their kids, including daughters, okay?
If you're around it, you can't get charged with it at any given time.
If it's in your proximity. Now, yeah, you can fight it and all that good stuff and see the print and all that, but that takes money, that takes lawyers, it takes time. If you don't got the money to bail out, guess what? A person who's never been in trouble and wasn't expecting to walk down the block. You think he has the thoughts and the option to think about sitting on Rikers Island for 2 years fighting it and then possibly getting convicted and doing another year or so after that? Or he's going to be thinking scary, just cop out, just take it real quick and we're going to get him.
You think he would ever throw at anybody with no type of criminal backbone? You think he would even be thinking about getting a lawyer or having to even fight anything like that? No, so they're not prepared from jump.
And we talking about this because my boy got a son, grown man, just had a beautiful baby. I get a congratulations other day on it. It's for him. He just had a son. You think we want it for him to actually become a criminal? He ain't even living that life because the screwed up city we happen to be born in. What does that do for Dadchattv? What does that do for the fathers that can't afford or gotta see their kids in situations? They only the mothers who feel hurt. That's what y'all be forgetting about. This is what this program and this platform is for us to talk about everything on the sun, because we feel and we have them same attachments as I told y'all about our kids. We have these same thoughts and these topics that just the same thing we talking about. We're gonna talk about this on a regular basis, on a regular day. Facts. Because we got to start mentioning things to figure out some answers for these damn kids. Yeah. Food and clothes and loving them, that's part of it, you know what I'm saying? But we got to teach them stepping outside.
Yeah, they need a way. Especially when you're stepping outside. Your outside environment is a jungle. Like, you can't send a baby bird in the jungle alone with nothing. No one to protect them. What you think going to happen to that baby bird? It's either going to progress into something dangerous or it's going to get eaten.
You know what I'm saying? And then you got to understand in certain demographics, young men, you got to, like, I'm going to speak primarily to my demographic at this very second, but it's go for all the young men still. As I told Anthony one time, and I told other young men, if you're a male, period, and you're over 5'8", or if you're 5'8" and you got some size on you, or even shorter than that with some size, you're considered a threat. If you're a black male in America, and you're over 5'8", 5'9", They don't care if you're 10, you're 11. They don't see age.
For real.
You understand?
Put them down quick.
They
That's
see
all
young
think.
men. They see men.
For real.
But my former stepson, when he was a certain age, he was like in junior high, and I still had my run-ins with the police and all that. They pulled up on him one time and tried to talk to him as if he wasn't everything of 12 years old. But by then he was 5'8". But they're not looking at his features and like, you got that boyish, angelic little kid smile in his face. The Shaqs and all these NBA players.
I think they don't care.
They don't.
It's not about
They
whether or
don't.
not they see it or not, or they just don't care about it. That's not what they're trained to care about. They're trained to be emotionless machines. So even when police say, "All right, we not this, we not that," all right, boom. It's all in actions. To be totally honest, there's no officer that can tell me he ain't never had to slam nobody on their face. I don't care who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at the end of the day, there are ways to settling people down. That's just what it is. They always choose the more violent way.
Even with the
That's where they
murders.
get their kicks in.
You can't tell me. I can see, like I said, somebody trying to shoot or something of that nature. But a lot of the murders we've seen since I was a kid, that I'm gonna do. Bro, you know how easy a leg shot to put somebody.
So, in that defense, I'm gonna say.
They could have. A lot of people could have still been here because of some leg shots.
No, right. But I'm gonna say this in that defense. They stop aiming for the legs because the legs is harder to hit. Yes, I understand. Listen, go through the training so you can hit it.
But that goes back to what you just said.
I get
they
it.
don't care.
Right.
Because my job is
they figure
exactly what you said.
His
They don't
body
care.
in his head is easy target. If I hit him there, it'll stop him.
If I was in that line of work, like I said, if I actually see a gun or something of that nature, I'm gonna buck you down for dead. You're gonna get as many I can hit you right in your chest. Black, white, Spanish, or indifferent. Let's just be real about it. But if I don't see it for some situations, like I said, with the thing in Ferguson with the young man, I forgot his name, when the cop, it was a young kid walking down the street.
Oh, the North Carolina?
No, it was in Ferguson, Missouri. Young boy, I forgot his name. He was walking down the street. I remember I seen the documentary on it too. Walking down the street, the police stopped at him, said had words, whatever with him, pulled son in the window of the car. Come here. Pulls him in. Gets out, runs. He hops out, bucks him right in the back. Boom, boom. Like, what the, my man? You could have hit him in his leg. It still would have been wrong. You still would have should have went to jail, but he would be living. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Some, like I said, some situations, bruh.
See, here's the thing, and I think this is what they as a unit got planned or set in all of their minds. Like, look, if the guy ain't talking, he can't tell a story.
But you know what they didn't anticipate? The same thing that the criminals anticipate. All the camera work, baby.
Yeah, but even with that,
They got an awful
what
lot of
about
cameras too, but
the little dude, little homie in Florida, Trayvon. That's his name, Trayvon Moore.
yeah. It
Son
was son.
wasn't even a cop.
Son, you could have shot him in his leg, even
Right.
Even
Because you got up on
no matter
him,
what
so,
the
right.
situation was. Like I said, no matter, because you can't. None of them, obviously none of them care. They all on some BS. But I'm just thinking about human life. So even if I hated someone so much and I hated this color or this kind, do I really want to clip him? Now, then you know how stupid these people are? Let me finish this real quick. They let their ignorance override so much that I might feel so much way about this person, but my way of thinking still be like, I'm not about to sit in my jail for 30 years for this shit. Yeah, I don't like son. Let me buck him in his leg. Maybe I can catch an egg, come home, talk about it. My selfishness would have been like, he ain't worth 30 years.
Personally, I think.
But Zimmerman got off too.
That's the thing. So personally, I think Zimmerman had help in the police department. I'm gonna keep it tall, because here's the thing.
That was crazy.
The kid was
Rest in
walking,
peace, Trayvon.
just walking down the block with his hoodie on. Who cares about the temperature out there? Nowadays, these kids like their hoodies on. Whether they basketball players, they just like their hoodies on.
But let me ask you this though, Brace.
What problem, mind you, when you came out, if I'm not mistaken, when you came out to shoot, dude, didn't he have a hoodie on?
I don't remember. I Can't really speak on probably. I don't really like a lot. But let me ask you this, right? It's one thing when we know what's right and what's wrong. It's just a question I had, right? I'll give my spill on it too. When we teach our kids, you have the right to wear what you want. Right is wrong and wrong is right. You know, I mean, right is right and wrong is wrong.
Right.
However, unfortunately, for some of our demographics and colors, I mean, just blacks, you know, any minority in certain areas, do we teach our kids the right from wrongs, or do we teach our kids what it is and what you got to do to survive it? Meaning, same with the Trayvon. Once again, God bless your soul, young man. As you said, you know, they wear their hoods wherever they want, and he has a right. His mama bought it for him, wherever he can wear his hood anywhere on earth, unless it's a no, like I say, he's in a restaurant or a certain business that won't allow it. You know what I mean? However, do I teach my kid, yeah, you have the right to wear whatever you want, or do I teach them, like, listen, son, you have the right, but we live in a world where everybody don't see it that way, and I care more about you coming home and teaching you things to maybe do, even if it's against what you probably want to do or should do. You understand? And once again, it's not putting on no parents or saying the fathers didn't teach them more.
No, I would.
You understand what I'm trying to say,
yeah,
though, right?
I do understand that, but in that case and scenario, I don't even get it because they don't even play into that aspect, like, because once again, I can't even remember where the kid was coming from, but regardless of what, dude just walking with headphones on and his hoodie on,
No,
his hands in his
in that
pocket.
moment, like I said, I mean,
It's
maybe
not
you
a
could
gang-
have taught prevention,
It's not a hoodie that says.
but I mean after.
Gang or anything urban. You know what I mean?
I mean, like, after, do you warn your kid, after knowing and seeing that, do I tell my son, my nephew,
take your hood off?
like, yo, bro, when you're in certain areas where it ain't your demographic of people or this, that, and the third, you know, don't wear your hood, or make sure your pants is up, or make sure that, you know, you ain't causing a ruckus or this, you know what I'm saying?
Pants
Which
up,
I don't believe is
automatic
100% right. I should have to teach my offspring. But the other side, which I'm 50-50 on, the other side is like, I need you to come home. So I want to teach you, yo, be free, because I'm a person personally. I want to teach my kids how I see things and how I personally move, part of it. And a part of me is like, I don't want them to get all of it, because I'm one of them people, you know, I say, the earth is my turf, okay? I don't give a darn if it's the craziest place or this, that, and third, bro. I'm going to wear what I want when I want, or go where I want when I want. But I'm a cautious dude, too. I'm not stupid.
Which is correct.
Okay?
See what I'm saying? It's like,
so it's a catch-22.
Wearing something that at the end of the day, I know I ain't supposed to.
You feel what I'm saying?
I would wear something neutral. At the end, I get what you're saying on
But
that.
then, you know what's crazy, too?
But what if
that's a demographic thing, too, though, in a way.
Now, right. Now,
like an age-wise, you know what I'm saying?
What if everything is neutral? First of all, the demographic he was in, dude was in Florida.